All right, there we go. Now we're good. What is good, everybody? It is the KOA podcast featuring myself, Sasuke the Savage, and everything animated.
Hello.
As we said before, the KOA or the King of Anime podcast only features the finest, which include myself and everything animated. That other guy, we left him with the King of Anime podcast, not the King of Anime podcast.
We had to take the away from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly unworthy of the title.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
We got to make important choices in our lives, and this was one of them.
Yeah. But beautiful Monday night to talk about anime. This time around, we would not be talking about Konosuba since we covered both episodes last podcast. When did we do it? Wednesday?
Yeah, it was Wednesday.
Yeah. Still have 6 episodes to do because we have 2 episodes of Fate, Demon Slayer, Spice Wolf, Ranger Recheck, and the Fable. Not many questions today, so I'm hoping that we don't do a 4-hour stream again. But you know how these things go. It just happens.
It happens.
What is good, QRW6? What up, KOA?
Hello.
Hope y'all day has been well. Been watching Hack Sign. It's a nostalgic anime I watched back then on Toonami, so I'm looking forward to how the older me will view the series.
Yeah, .hack/sign. Yep, I've heard of that. I don't think I've ever seen it. I know they made it into a video game on the PlayStation 2 a long time ago, and I think I know it predates Sword Art Online because it's one where you get trapped in the video game, and if you die in the game, you die in real life type, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I never heard of it myself, but
yeah, it's an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, it's always cool to revisit old stuff and see how you feel now comparison to then. I mean, kind of already doing it right now with Fate Stay Night, and we'll talk about that pretty soon. Honestly, EA, I don't know if you have your hand on the button. I don't know if you have any news, but I don't think we have anything to.
I guess it's not really like anime news, but I'll click the button just to say, hey, it's the news. Get ready for the KOA.
It's Miracle.
The only thing really newsworthy, well, 2 things I should say, real quick, and it is anime worthy, is they've announced season 3 of Spy Family.
That's true.
That's been announced, and I figured it would be. As well and as popular as that show is, if they didn't renew it, I would have been surprised. But this past weekend, there was a couple of, announcements of video games. Xbox had a showcasing. I think Sony had one. Nintendo hasn't had one or anything, but really good video games coming out in the future. The new Doom game. There's a brand new Gears of War game, which I'm looking forward to because I love Gears of War. They're making Perfect Dark, which hasn't been touched in, I feel like, over 20 years, which is cool to see them doing a Perfect Dark game. And those are the big newsworthy games that came out. Other than that, pretty much the same. Wait and see type of thing, We got these consoles collecting dust, so in the meantime, play your Stellar Blades.
Yep.
And that's it. There's not really anything else.
Yes, we'll be waiting for the Switch 2.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's going to be coming out. Well, news about it. Because the rumors is that, because the original Switch came out March 2017, if you can believe it. It's already been 7 years, so it's going to be 8 years when the Switch 2 comes out. So that's going to be interesting to see, and I might get it just because it's Nintendo. And I really love the Switch. I thought they did a great job with the Switch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get it. I'm definitely gonna get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it'll probably be like what, $400 when it comes out brand new. And they're gonna come out with here's the Switch 2. Then after a couple years, it's gonna be the Switch 2. It's gonna be a slimmer model and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
hello, Leon.
Neon in the chat says, "Hey, King of Anime podcast. Hope you guys are having a great day." Hey, Neon, with all due respect, is the King of Anime podcast, but yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. Gaming for 2025 is going to be insane. I'm here for it, even Nintendo as well. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm starting to get into the whole gaming thing, as crazy as that may sound. I didn't really indulge in a lot of gaming stuff. Like, I just played my basic things, the 2Ks, the Call of Duties.
You think that has anything to do with you streaming?
Oh, yeah. It has everything to do with me streaming, actually.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I usually don't play games any other time. Like, I do a little, like, off-stream stuff, but it's all the games that I play on stream. So it definitely has to do with me streaming, because if I wasn't streaming, not to say I wouldn't play anything, but I think I would be playing a lot less. So yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, I need to get my ass streaming again. Maybe Sunday. I know. I've been fool me once, fool me twice. But the only reason not Saturday is because I have pickleball going on Saturdays, so possibly Sunday. I'll leave it at that, and I won't promise anything because, I don't want to disappoint people like I did Will Smith. How come you don't love me, man? I don't want to. Oh, most heartbreaking television episode I've ever seen. Oh,
pretty intense. I guess the only thing I have to provide for news is Oshino Cole apparently is supposed to be entering his final arc in a manga. So, whenever manga announced that it's going to be in the final arc, usually that doesn't really mean too much to me, because the final arc is usually the one that's the most chapters. So, final arc can mean that it's going to last a year, or if it's a shonen manga, battle shonen manga, could be 5 years for all we know.
Yeah, because I swear I've heard a lot of manga lately are entering into their final arc. Isn't One Piece technically in its final arc?
It's more, if it's anything, it's more like a saga. If it's in its final thing, which doesn't really mean anything, since again, One Piece is just such a big thing. And most battle shonen just does that. My Hero has been in this quote unquote final arc for a long time in a manga, and it's still
that one's ending. I've heard, ending.
Well, now it should end kind of soon, I feel, but I'm still not even sure.
Yeah, they'll have epilogues and all shit like that. It's like, oh, there's another villain. This one's minuscule after you just defeated the big baddie. Yeah.
We gotta get My Hero University.
They went from high school and now they're university. Yep, they're college kids now. And Uraraka still doesn't know about Deku. Oh, I'm so flustered.
Well, I think that is it for news stuff. So we're gonna move right into Nakama Club and talk about tsunderes, betrayals, witches, bitches, and everything in between.
My God. So this is the second half of Fate Stay Night, because the intro is different. Great intro, by the way. That's a really good intro opening. But please hold on to that thought. Before you get into that, I forgot to mention last episode we watched, they were playing a song at the end of the episode, and I know you wouldn't know it since you didn't watch the original Fate Stay Night from Studio Dean, but that was actually the opening from that anime, which I thought was pretty cool. Oh,
The song is called Disillusion. It's a pretty good song. One of
okay.
my favorite openers.
All right. Well, that is cool. That's cool how they like kind of throw it back because that one, like the one that we're watching, is a remake of that, right?
I wouldn't say it's a remake. Not at least not of that anime, because that anime does its own route entirely. So this
Okay.
is more accurate to a route with the visual novel.
Got it. Okay. Still cool though. Uh, yeah. Mr. Kuzuki is like the man that just walked in on all this stuff. He is the most unintelligent kind of guy that just walks in. Castor, what are you doing to Saber? What the fuck? Did you see what Castor was doing to Saber?
Yeah, she was doing.
I was
She
like,
was doing her.
where is C when you need him? Because this episode, I wanted to get his full commentary on that. I was like, oh, this is why he likes Saber. She wears kind of like that garter belt looking thing, and Castor just rubbing up the booty.
These two episodes kind of show you the roots with Fate Stay Night, with it having a lot of like sex scenes, with the visual novel. Like it happens a lot, not just with like not just with like Shiro and Rin. It's like Shiro and Saber, Shiro and Sakura. And yeah, you kind of see the freaky roots of things, because I'm just like, was it necessary for Saber to be in this white dress, bent over like this, with Castor filling up on her thighs and her hovering over her ass? Was it necessary?
Yeah.
Was that a part of the ritual, or is that just something else?
I mean, she seemed very interested in what Saber was doing at that particular moment. I mean, I was too, but it was for different reasons.
It may have been the same reasons. She was bent over, sweating, and
all tied
Castor
up.
was just feeling everywhere. That was very odd. And then Mr. Kuzuki, yeah, and then Mr. Kuzuki's truly a character I don't understand. And I say this as a person who's already watched this. I literally don't know what the fuck is wrong with this dude, because he just walks in and he's just like, whoa. Okay. I don't know what is wrong with this man and him being accepting of every situation. Because it's not just that where he walks in the church and then he asks what Castor she's doing and he stays there. It's later with the next episode where he stumbles upon Castor dressed up as like some failed cosplayer, bleeding out of every orifice in her body, and then he just takes her to the temple, hears her story of her being some magical witch lady, and him going, okay, let's do the ritual so I become your master. What?
This man is the most... I don't even know how to describe it, but he's just like, he doesn't give a shit, and he just kind of like floats through life just accepting of everything.
He even Castor went, wait, you just gonna believe me on the first try? He's like, you don't look like you a lie. And I was like, huh? What's wrong?
Says the woman bleeding everywhere.
Like, you're not even a little bit doubtful that this lady could be lying to you? I mean, that doesn't sound outrageous to you, that she has magical powers and she got summoned because she was fighting for this magical cup. Like, none of that makes you go, sounds like a lie. I don't know.
I mean, I know he's supposed to be like older at everything and like a teacher. I don't know if he's just one of those where he's like, kids these days just playing these fucking games and, you know, killing each other for magical cups. Do you not understand the real world, sir?
I feel like we're gonna find out that he was just high this entire time, and that's the reason why he looks like that.
He was just high. It's like, so, Mr. Kuzuki, tell me, Why did you always believe me? I never believed you. I was fucking high.
It just sounded fun.
And he just rolls over and dies.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that dude, but yeah, he just and welcome midnight. Caster freak, we knew that. Yeah, he asked Caster why he didn't tell her. Caster makes excuses, and then he's just like, whatever. I'm staying at the church because reasons. And yeah.
I want to smoke.
Yeah. So that whole thing happens, and then we get a conversation. We cut back to Archer and Reen, and they have a conversation about regrets and whatnot. And Archer basically tells Reen that she shines brilliantly, and she's a person that can push through and not dwell on the bad things in her life and not regret anything. Whereas he's a person that probably has a lot of regrets considering how that conversation went. Now, he didn't explicitly say this, but when Reen asked him the same question, he just kind of sidestepped it and refused to answer.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Yeah,
that was a nice little. It was a nice conversation until Archer was just like, I don't like this position anymore. I'm going to the dark side, and I'm gonna go with Caster.
Yeah, that was a bit of a troll. So
what the hell?
Yeah.
I was not expecting that, to be honest.
There seems to be a little bit more to it, and this is not me spoiling this because I truly don't remember much past the first half of Fate Stay Night. Like, honestly, I don't remember that much. I was actually surprised that Caster was a villain for this long. I did not remember Caster being a villain for the almost. I mean, at this point, it's going to be a majority of the series.
Mm-hmm.
So I did not remember Caster being this involved in Fate Stay Night. But if you notice with Archer's betrayal with Reen, because Reen devises a plan, she's going to fight Caster one-on-one, and then Archer is going to fight Mr. Kuzuki one-on-one. And then, of course, Archer doesn't allow her to fight Caster, and then, if you notice, before he betrays Reen, or after he does it, or right when he was about to do it, Archer looks over and sees Shiro. Mm-hmm. There's like a brief little glance where he looks at Shiro, kind of. I think he even like smirks a little, and then goes through with the betrayal. So it seems like to me that there's a lot more going on than him just saying what he's saying with Caster. Mm-hmm. I do think he's honest with saying that Caster has the best chances of winning the Holy Grail War, but it definitely doesn't seem like this betrayal is something that's going to hold up to the very end. I don't remember his reasons for doing this, but I feel like he did this to protect Reen in a way, because he probably either foresaw this happening or he just did not believe that Reen could beat Caster one-on-one. Because considering what we've seen from Caster, her mana pool is damn near unlimited. So Reen beating Caster it doesn't seem like that's possible. It seems like Caster's just way too strong for Reen to handle individually. Especially since we already seen that Reen lost to Elia. And Reen wasn't as prepared to fight a mage as she was in this episode, but still, Caster is a whole different beast who we've already seen with her backstory is like leagues above any average mage or good mage for that matter. So he probably did all of this just so they could have the opportunity to escape, because otherwise they wouldn't have.
Yeah, I definitely got that feeling too. I thought that it was kind of maybe foreshadowing a double cross, because he submitted way too easily, and I don't know. I don't think Archer would have betrayed Rin, even though they clash heads and they don't agree wholeheartedly on things. I feel as if it's setting it up for maybe he was gonna like double cross her later in the series. But yeah, I also noticed that too, how he saw Shiro, and I think I remember even before they got into the castle or the church that Rin was talking about getting Saber back to Shiro. He was walking and he stopped. He just stopped when she mentioned that.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like one of those, you're going to get yourself killed for this boy. So he just took matters into his own hand. I honestly think that's what this is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because in all likelihood, Reen would have fought to her last breath to try to beat Caster, but it probably wasn't going to happen. Especially if Caster decided to sick Saber on them, which Reen said that Saber would probably be able to resist for a minute or so, but there's no way Reen was going to beat Caster in a minute. That wasn't going to happen.
No, absolutely not. But they were able to get away. Ren was upset and she was crying, doing her tsundere thing. But Shiro and them kind of like talk it out in like an open field or whatever. We come to find out that Shiro freaking loves Rin. Literally just flat out says it. He said, I admired you from afar this whole time, and you know what? I love you. It just flat out says it, and then Rin didn't even know how to react to it. It's just, huh? Yeah. How you be saying stuff like this? It's like, I'm not lying. I think you're cute. She still beats him up.
Yeah. Nice and easy confession, at least when it comes to Shiro's part.
Yeah, and coming from a guy who's clueless about everything.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like it wasn't like even the smoothest confession, but I mean it works, you know?
Girl, I just dig your mana. I don't know.
It's just the timing of it. It's like, you know,
right.
She's like the most down she's ever been. Well, aside from her father dying, but yeah, she's like in a terrible state of mind. He's like, you know what? I always liked you, right?
I know you just lost your servant because he betrayed you and everything, but I kind of like you. Just wanted to let you know that.
Taking advantage, Shiro. Never change. Never change.
Take advantage of those sad confessions.
Yeah.
But, oh my goodness.
We will see what comes of that. Probably is going to be a couple things once things slow down as far as the big war they're having and whatnot. But something else that we failed to talk about was the fact that Kirei is seemingly alive, based on what Rin was saying, because Caster declared that she killed Kirei, but Rin, knowing Kirei for a long amount of time, was like, if you don't see a body, then he's not dead. So seemingly he's somewhere hiding or doing whatever the hell.
Yeah, I didn't think a man like that would have died so easily to someone like that. But you never know. Who knows? Maybe he's, hung up somewhere by a meat hook, just bleeding out somewhere. I have no idea.
Is it Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah. I mean, Caster has all those bones coming after people. I mean, it turns into some kind of horror show. But yeah, he's not dead, and that was kind of the thing. Is that first of all, Caster wasn't really thinking he did all this, because she was like, "I want the Grail. I can't give you the Grail. Well, I want the smaller Grail. All right. Well, I can't give you that unless you win. All right. Well, then I'm gonna kill you. You can try."
It's like going to McDonald's. You know how they always have the ice cream machine broken.
Oh,
I want ice cream. I want a McFlurry. The ice cream machine is down. I want a frappe. We can't make you a frappe.
Are you?
Can I have fries? It will take 10 minutes to get the fries.
Teddy, can I have some McNuggets? We're out of nuggets now. We gotta change the oil because the grease is in between fucking cycles. Do you have anything that's already made? We have these hash browns that are like nice and cold from breakfast.
We got napkins.
We got napkins and ketchup packets.
Dr. Foster
take
X
it.
is on Konosuba because we already covered the 2 episodes from last week. So we're not covering an episode of Konosuba. That's why the X is there. It hasn't been killed or anything.
Yeah, we didn't kill it yet.
I mean, we can't kill it anymore. It survived past episode 9, so there's only 2 episodes left.
Yeah. Very
Apple
true,
pie?
very true.
I have not had an apple pie from McDonald's in literal years.
They, from what I remember, they were amazing. But I don't know about now. I mean, usually everything now kind of sucks. When you revisit it now and you just eat it, you're like, it used to be so much better.
It ain't the same.
It ain't the same. Ain't like it used to be. Yeah, for sure.
We also found out Caster's true identity. Medea?
Medusa? No, not Medea.
Medea goes to the Holy Grail War.
Goes to jail. Oh my God! Has somebody dubbed Medea as Caster?
The funny part is she would probably fit in a universe. Like I think they could Teleperi could probably like write a story around Medea being in this.
Oh my God! I can already imagine it. Someone knocks on her door, and it's I don't know. Let me think.
Imagine she's like the servant and she gets summoned.
Okay. She's the servant.
And then someone tries to use her command seal on Medea, and she's like, "Now, boy, I know damn well you ain't trying to tell me
to do something, because I'm in the middle of something right now."
we need that now.
She just pulls out her purse and pulls out a gun. I'm gonna kill this bitch.
Now, why the hell I gotta do spells and curses when I got this thing right here? This will heal any damn curse.
Yep.
We need
Tyler
it.
Perry, if you're listening, please make Medea in Fate. Medea goes to anime. Fuck, her in anime would be interesting by itself.
But that is some Greek mythology stuff. I'm not too familiar. I'm not really up on that. We got a little history class with Fate itself, talking about how she was a former princess who was branded as a witch, but wasn't really a witch. Kind of what we got with the whole John Dark thing with Caster and Fate Zero, where he confused Saber with John Dark. What was she? Was she a saint?
John Dark?
Yeah, I think she was like French saint or something like that.
I feel like she was a saint or some kind of soldier. I know she like heard voices that said that she spoke to God, and people called her crazy and a heretic, and they burnt her at the stake.
Yeah,
I remember that.
yeah.
But I don't know if she was a saint. Maybe. I don't remember.
But yeah, so not that that's like super important. It just adds on to the whole lore, the fake characters, and them being historical figures. Because some of this stuff is based in actual history, and some stuff is just completely fictional. I thought the one that you would probably be more interested in was the whole Berserker reveal that we got.
Hercules.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And it's another Greek thing. He's related to Medea in a way. Again, I don't know Medea quite too well. I'm assuming if they're referring to her as a witch, she's just some kind of evil Greek character or whatever. But yeah, Hercules, people know that story very well. Fallen god, became human to prove himself becoming a god. Yep. Made a great Disney movie out of it.
Mm-hmm. Explains why he's so strong.
Yeah, Hercules was a man that could move mountains. Crazy. But that we saw a little bit of him in the episode after, but I don't want to get too far ahead. But was that pretty much all of 13?
Oh yeah, we covered most of 13.
Okay, well then, sneaking into 14, we finally get Ilias feel in this episode. She has some homunculus servants that didn't last too long in this because we got the Gilgamesh. Holy shit! I enjoyed. It's crazy. I enjoyed that for some reason. Maybe it was because it was against Ilias field. I don't know.
Before we get into that,
Sure.
Medea would easily be the Berserker Rider class, or Medea. Project Mouthwash had a good dub for Maida. It's a bridge, but it's self-aware, but true to the source. John Arc was a saint, yes. After death, she was given sainthood. In life, a heretic and blasphemer. Y'all don't remember Medusa from the Perseus and the Gorgon story? Well, this ain't Medusa. This ain't Medusa.
Yeah, not quite.
Yeah, that's a completely different person that they reference. So, what was I gonna say? So yeah, on to episode 14. So with Reen and Shiro both not having any servants left, they're like, okay, so what do we do? Shiro's like, don't hate me, but I think we gotta talk to Ilia. And then Reen's like, you stupid. Well, you're right.
We gotta team up. Don't hit me.
Yeah.
What? No, you're right. I was actually thinking we should do that. We're all out of options.
Yeah. They still don't know who Lancer's master is, so like that's literally the only viable person they can go to.
Yeah, we still don't know who. I feel like we barely saw Lancer this whole series so far. We saw him once, maybe twice, in like the first couple episodes. Then after that, he's been kind of just chilling.
That man fought Shiro, beat him or killed him. Tried to fight Shiro again, failed to kill him. Fought Archer. Had like a stalemate or whatever. And then after that, he was just out of the series.
He literally was, screw you guys, I'm going home.
He got like his good 2-3 episodes, and then that was just it.
Yeah.
Fun times.
He needs to come back. Well, I'm sure we're going to get him these next couple episodes because I have a feeling that this second half is going to be epic. It's already becoming so.
So, this episode was just focused on really just Castor and her whole story, as far as kind of showing us why she is the way she is. Because we saw her previous master, like her original master that actually summoned her into the world. And for lack of better words, he was just an asshole. What is his name? Atrum? Yeah. Just a big asshole. Like he came when he summoned Castor, for whatever reason, he had like his whole harem with him giggling and stuff.
I saw that, and he instructed them to laugh.
Yeah.
When they did. Yeah. You all can't laugh for yourselves.
I was like, what is it like that? The harem just reminded me of like Gary from Pokemon. You know how he always had his entourage.
You're right. They were fucking cheerleaders. They were like, "Go, Gary, go, Gary, oh!" It's so stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, that. Why did they even like? Because he was rich. I get it, but
he was the cool guy.
Yeah, he was cool until they all ended up dead. Castor murdered everyone, including him.
Well, kind of deserved it. He was just an asshole.
Yeah, I
to
didn't
the
feel
end.
bad. I did
Yeah.
not feel bad. I'm like,
He was like, look at
kinda
this.
rude.
He was like, look at this machine. I can kill orphans efficiently and make blood diamonds out of it. And then Cassius just looked at it. Was like, this is lame. I can do this like way better without all the sacrifices. And he's like,
but just hold on. There.
and then she's like, yeah, just take all this stuff down, just everything. And of course, if you didn't learn anything about like a base template for a lot of these mages' personalities, if they're not anything, they are prideful most of the time. So him having her tell him what to do and her being a way more competent mage than he ever could hope to be really hurt his pride. So he punched her, started crying to Kirei about how he needed to do a new servant, and attempted to get her killed. And yeah, that didn't work.
Kirei's response too. You want me to give this to Lancer's master? He's probably like laughing in his mind, going, "He ain't gonna do shit. He ain't gonna last." He probably already knew what was up.
Well, he said something kind of peculiar, like two things peculiar about that scene that we got, which gave us a little something with Lancer's master. He specifically said her when referring to Lancer's master. So we know now that Lancer's master was a woman or is a woman. And also Kirei said something like, both of these guys have no luck, referring to Castor. Oh, well, I guess in this instance he's referring to Atrum, and I guess the other person he would be referring to is Lancer's master, which, yeah, we don't know why he said that, but
we still haven't seen her in this case.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And because I'm trying to remember now, because I'm thinking back of all the times where we could have possibly seen somebody, but Ryder was dead in an instant. We still don't know what the fuck happened to her. You know, and the fact that old blue hair is like, oh my god, he's gonna kill us all. Like, is that Berserk? Is that Lancer's master? I have no idea. Castor? No, it wasn't Castor. We found out. And Castor back then was making out with Saber. What the fuck? Thinking back on it.
No.
She's a freak.
A little. Just a little.
But don't call her a witch. You can call her a freak, but don't call her a witch.
Just don't use that W word.
The W word is off limits for her.
Yeah. So she burns her former master alive. Which
he got fired.
Yeah. Which is pretty nice. Then that's when the whole Mr. Kuzuki thing happens, because the fight between her and Lancer gets off-screened, and Mr. Kuzuki stumbles upon some random bloody woman's body dressed up in his weird cosplay, and then he's just like, yes. Princess carried her all the way to the temple, and then took care of her, listened to her stories about how she's a magical, historical figure brought into the future to help fight this big-ass war for a cup that can grant any wish possible. And then he goes, yes.
I don't know what you're saying, but fuck it, I'm in, man.
Yes. He's like, let's do the ritual right now. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
I am all for this ritual, man. Are you sure? I mean, I don't know if it's the weed talking or anything, but I'm just saying, let's fucking do it right now. I want a magical cup. Can I smoke out of this magical cup?
You and me. He uses it as a bong.
That's what in his mind. He gets it granted to him and everything. He's like, what do you want to use it for, master? I want to fucking drink from it.
Like
I
they're
don't want to
drinking out of
smoke from
Stanley
it.
Cup or something.
Yeah. Oh my
Big
God.
Gil is always standing on business, always trips out. Lance's master is Nintendo because he's Mario. I trim is Shinji Mato with magic. He's a little less pathetic, but I see the comparison. Yeah, he a little because Shinji is really, really pathetic. I mean, this episode he literally fell out the sky like a Fortnite character.
It was inches away from dying, but I'm guessing Gilgamesh just was like, "Shut up! I'm catching you.
Yeah.
Now land on the ground with your face."
Yeah, and then Gilgamesh comes in here, because Reen and Shiro are on their way to the Ironsburn estate to try to convince Ilya to be on their side. And while that's happening, Gilgamesh decides to crash the party and, I don't know, just murder everybody for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, he just kind of showed up and just started killing people and was like, "Well, amuse me as I kill everyone."
And
And
I said this last podcast, but you can kind of see a difference in Gilgamesh in this series as opposed to other series. The other series being Fate Zero, because he did something this episode that I feel like the Fate Zero Gilgamesh wouldn't have done, which was personally behead one of Ilya's servants. I feel like the Gilgamesh in Fate Zero would have been like, "You are not worthy of any of my blades. I would never go to the links of killing you myself." Like he was pompous to that degree. I feel like it was so turned up, and this Gilgamesh is still very arrogant, but not as arrogant and like hands off as he was in Zero.
even though he did kind of murder them, in a way, he was kind of chivalrous. He did basically.
He was respectful. In a sense.
What I'm saying is like, yeah, I know he kind of like decimated these two homunculi or whatever, but he basically was just like, you fought honorably and beheaded her. So, there's something.
Yeah. But seemingly we're going to get Gilgamesh versus Berserker, so
That's gonna be fucking top. I mean, this is gonna be the round 2 instead of crazy psycho armor Berserker. We get to see Hercules Berserk.
yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Should be interesting. The question is, will that fight conclude? Will it have a winner before Reen and Shiro get there?
I don't know. I mean, they're walking right now to the castle, and they would have to hear all that shit banging in the distance. So they're gonna make their way to it, and they're probably gonna intervene with what's happening, unless Gilgamesh is just that far, or vice versa. Berserker takes him. Something tells me it's not gonna be that easy though. Berserk.
Yeah, we'll see. I think that's pretty much it for both of the episodes.
Yeah, they both went by really quick, even though they were like back-to-back episodes. I feel like it was like very, I don't know, very easy to follow.
I do want to say, I thought it was funny, like the little banter Ilya had with her servants, because the servants are like, "Do not invite those two miscreants into our estate. This is not what a person of your caliber should do." It. And Ilya's like, "Oh, fuck it. Fuck it. They said they weren't going to do anything bad. Let's invite them in. Just welcome them in." And they're like, "No, we must be."
Yeah. They had a fucking force field too that shocked the shit out of Reen. Sent her flying back.
The mind thing was funny. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought it was funny. Oh, go ahead.
Reen was so confident because she told Shiro to go first.
Yeah,
because she knew something like that was going to happen. So he wanted her to be a guinea pig, and then she was so cocky after that. She was like, "Yeah, I don't have to worry about it now that I know it's here," and then gets flung back.
I love that. Like Shiro suffered essentially like, I don't know, the equivalency of like when you touch a metal doorknob and it shocks you. But Reen got a full-on electric chair. It just fucking flew back.
And then I like how she was like, I could feel her giggling, and then Elliot was like literally laughing at her, looking at the crystal ball.
Yeah, that was. I think I heard her laughing. Don't you laugh at me?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That was great.
But that is it for Fate. That was it for Fate.
Good stuff. Cannot wait for the next two.
Again, no Konosuba this week. So
Already saw it.
We are transitioning in to Demon Slayer. Oh my god, I can't spell. Demon Slayer. This time around, we train with 3 different Hashiras this episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, she Tanjiro started with Mitsuri with pancakes. He didn't know what pancakes were. I mean, he's a simple country boy that comes from the country. Probably doesn't know what pancakes are.
Yeah.
Pancakes and syrup. It's just like, I barely know what tea is. Just give me this. I want to try it.
Yeah. I think he was also just put off by like them basically just eating sweets when he thought they were going to be training. Like, wait.
Yeah.
I just was fighting for my life in one of them, and now I'm just eating pancakes.
Yeah, they did one of the worst kind of trainings ever, though. Stretching. And when you get to a certain age, by God, stretching is... And I felt the pain, especially when Mitsuri was like, I'll help you stretch. Gives the guy literally a split. Oh, my God. That looked painful.
And they're doing this all while wearing like pink ballet clothes.
Wearing tutus.
Yeah, like why was that a necessary part of the training?
Because, you're more free and you can pirouette more whenever you're wearing pink, and you can twirl your little baton. I don't know.
I'm more concerned that she had everybody's sizes.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Did she just order this like in time for all of this?
Okay, I need Tanjiro, and I need about 10, 20 other ones, various sizes, stat. Gets a fucking raven to fly across and pick all this shit up.
Yeah. But yeah, that trainer didn't really last too long. They got the flexibility going on with them. I felt like in totality, I know I'm, jumping ahead, but I feel like this episode didn't really elevate some of the manga material like the 2 episodes previous did, because I've been an advocate for how things have been handled with this arc, because I mean they're focusing on an arc in a manga that just we breeze through, and I felt like that was a waste in a manga. So I was pretty satisfied seeing how things were fleshed out more in the anime, but I felt like this episode just felt it wasn't as great as the other episodes did it. It felt kind of just like how the manga was, where things kind of just sped through. I think the most interesting thing was the Shinazugawa stuff, where he's beating up on Tanjiro. But I will say I did like the fighting with Iguru. Their little training, especially the visualization of Tanjiro fighting in the forest and him doing the serpent thing. I thought it was pretty cool. Like animation wise, that looked great. But substance wise, this episode was just alright.
Yeah, it was all right. One of the best moments, because Shinagawa is the guy with the brother is Genya, right? Yeah, that guy. The best part of the whole episode was Shinagawa talking that shit, saying he doesn't like Tanjiro, doesn't trust him, blah blah blah. And Tanjiro with a smile on his, I don't like you either. You stabbed my sister, so I hate you.
Yeah.
He just keeps walking with Zenitsu on his back and everything. Doesn't even flinch. Speaking of which, yeah, Zenitsu is back. Oh, Jesus Christ!
He wasn't that much in the episode, so it's fine.
No, he really wasn't. He was more in the second half, and when he was there, was he annoying? Yeah, but he wasn't overbearing, so to speak. So. Yeah. But it's always great to have people whoop on his ass. So Shinagawa beating the shit out of him the whole time. So it's like, I can't keep doing it.
Yeah. So the whole thing with Shinazugawa, he's talking down on his brother. His brother's just, seeking his approval and whatnot, and Shinazugawa is just being an asshole because he's an asshole. So. Yeah. He's like, big bro, I did this for you. I even ate demons. And he was like, you what? With those
he gonna stab his eyes out.
Yeah. He's just, I don't know, man. I don't care for this dude at all.
Yeah, I don't either. I never liked him since the first time I saw him when he literally stabbed Nezuko in the box.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved how Tanjiro, with his hands tied behind his back, knocked him out with his head.
That is a powerful head.
Yeah.
That head has literally beat demons.
And freaking A, he pissed off, Tanjiro pissed off Shinazugawa so much this episode, where even when he was all beat up, battered, and bruised and everything, he still got some hits in and was dodging and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, go Tanjiro, go whoop this guy's ass. And what did they say? He got suspended from completing that test.
Yeah, they suspended the training and they forbade him. They basically put a restraining order on those two. Like they can't be within a certain radius of each other now.
So does that mean even if he passes this next one, it doesn't count? Or are they just gonna give it to him? It's like
no. It was just the training with Shinazugawa, not in general.
Oh, okay. It's like, look, I know Shinazugawa is a bit of a punk, so we're just gonna give this one to you. Here's a sticker. Just move on to the next. Move on to the next stage.
Yeah, pretty
much.
Move
on to the Geodude.
Well, this is why I appreciate Tanjiro though, just because as like goofy as he can be sometimes, and people don't like how he always cries and stuff like that. One thing that you always appreciate about Tanjiro is like the responsibility he takes upon him being a big brother. Like he takes his stuff very serious. He's always been protective of Nezuko and his friends in general. And of course, that's just like a typical shonen thing in there. But I just felt like it's always been done well with Tanjiro.
Yeah.
So, him seeing what because I think it was so well with Genya this episode, because when Genya was talking down on or when Shinazugawa was talking down on Genya, he was eavesdropping on that conversation, and he didn't intervene until he was actually about to like really do something. For the most part, he just let it play out. He wasn't being a nuisance or anything. He let them have their space. But the minute Shinazugawa was about to fucking take his eye out, then he was like, all right, that's not happening. And then, I like how he threw in his face where he said, well, this is a matter between brothers or whatever. He's like, you said that's not your brother, so this shit don't got nothing to do with you. Leave him alone. And then Shinazugawa didn't really have a response to that. He was like, fine, then I'll just beat your ass.
Yeah, and he's like, gladly. I got bruises and I got scratches, but I'm still standing. Come on, bring it. He's just, him and all the freaking Demon Corps were, trying to restrain them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. I also enjoyed the kind of like in the midst of that argument too, where he kind of tries to make Genya out to be important because he was important in that fight. You know,
Mhm.
he had the double barrel shotgun. He's like, "Your brother, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be alive. We wouldn't have killed those upper moon demon." So, you should pay a little more respect. But Shinazugawa's
Just a
he's a piece of
crackhead.
shit. He really is. He's got scratch marks from him scratching. I'm surprised he has all of his teeth.
Oh, that was another funny part of this episode where Igaru was an asshole to Tanjiro because of his relationship with Mitsuru.
Oh
Mitsuri.
my god, yeah.
I don't really like
It's all-
Iguro like that either, but I
No.
felt like I felt like that was like a funny part of it. Because honestly, I forgot about his relationship with Mitsuri. Like I forgot
Yeah.
like they were a thing.
Yeah, and he automatically just started hating on Tanjiro just because he got word that he enjoyed the lessons with Mitsuri. It's like, yeah,
pancakes with my woman.
well, dude, she gave everyone pancakes.
Should have been
just-
me.
Right. Just ask her out already, dude.
Yeah,
My
it was-
goodness.
Like I don't really care for him too much either, but I thought that was like a funny part. And to be
Yeah,
honest, in comparisons to him and him in regards to Shina Zugawa, I mean, at least he's not as bad as that guy. You know,
No.
his training was
At least-
harsh for sure, but he wasn't like unfair to Tanjiro in that whole thing. He just was like, I don't really like you, and I was like, all right, that's fine, as long as you're not like taking out your rage through this training and you're being petty like Shina Zugawa.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because at the end of it all, he could have lied and just been like, you need to do this. No, he's like, you pass. Go to the next one.
Yeah.
And yeah, he may not like him because he is some pent up jealousy and whatnot, but it's, he at least was a good trainer.
Iguro's pretty solid, I guess. But the next part is we're training with Gyomei, everyone's favorite, Mr.
I'm so curious to see what he can do. I mean, the dude's crying and praying all the time, but the dude's also in fire right now. So I'm like, I wonder what his powers are. And we finally get to see Inosuke again. He's underneath the waterfall with all those other guys with his boar hat, helmet, his boar mask, and just doing it. Come on, guys, let's do this. I miss Inosuke. He's one of my other favorites of this show. If we got more of him than his Netsu.
Just to remind you though, with Gyomei, he's a stone Hashira. Have we seen him fight?
Never. At least
No.
I haven't. I don't remember.
But at least that may give you a clue to some of his powers and whatnot. We say powers, but they're not supposed to be powers in this show.
They're just breathing techniques.
It is a sword fighting, guys. No
Sword
power
fighting
going on.
technique. Turn into snake.
Or Zenitsu just being lightning fast. Apparently that's not a power, that's just breathing.
Yeah. And Imosuke is his breathing power is just being really athletic.
Yeah.
I don't think he has any breathing. No, he does have some beast breathing. That's what he has.
QRW6 said, I just appreciated the expanded content we're getting. Tanjiro, Shinazugawa had put hands on each other. Ayo stabbed to the box. That's real hate for sure. But yeah, this episode wasn't much to it. I mean, I expect to say
Lots of
more of
training.
that. Yeah, I mean, this is what the whole arc is. So anybody expecting like big fighting content for Demon Slayer this season, this is not the season for it. They're prepping for the final showdown with Muzan. Me being a Hunter x Hunter fan, I don't mind like training stuff like this. So I know this may be wearing down on a lot of fans, especially fans of this age, because me and you grew up on filler episodes
Yeah.
and things of that nature. I feel like current anime fans can't really grasp that concept. Like they wouldn't be able to handle that. They're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. I feel like I see it in the comments too. Like, this whole fucking season's nothing but training. It's like, go and watch Dragon Ball. There are literal episodes with turtle shells on.
You cut out a little.
Oh shit!
I don't know if you're.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
I don't know if.
Is my internet being wacky?
No, it's not your internet. It was your sound cut out.
Oh, it's probably the screen pop. Let me do this. Okay. Yeah, I remember just watching the whole. I feel like weeks upon weeks of episodes of just training, doing the Turtle Hermit training in Dragon Ball and Hyperbolic Time Chamber and Z. Even in Inuyasha, I feel like there were moments I had to train and get ready for all the big fights of Nuraku and what all the creatures. But yeah, I'm used to it, and it's not bad if it's done in a way to where it seems like there's character building. Like if it's just there just to fill time and space, then I don't like it.
Yeah, you could. There's definitely like, not saying like, everybody should just be happy or whatever. You could definitely have your criticisms of this arc, but I do think it's necessary considering that if we want Tanjiro to be one of the final guys involved in this fight, then he simply needs to get stronger because he's shown that he can support these Hashira, but against someone like Muzan and the rest of these upper moons who are supposed to be stronger than the last, this training is pretty necessary for him to be involved in all of this, because otherwise we can't really excuse him being in those fights unless we just accept like some weird power creep or some power up that comes out of nowhere. I'd rather have the training there so I can go, okay, yeah, I see why you belong in this fight.
Exactly. I appreciate shows that can do that. What I also appreciate this show that I feel like is not really talked about a lot is throughout the whole series, we've seen all these new scars that Tanjiro has gotten. He's got scars on his chest now from the last fight. He had hands just so callous, cut up and everything. I don't know, just those little details that just goes to show you how hard he's training and what fighting with all these demons has done to his body over time. Just is a nice little added detail I enjoy, instead of, you know, how you see these characters look exactly the same, bones get broke or they get cut up and bleed pints of blood. Just I like stuff like that.
Sure. That is it for Demon Slayer, though.
Yep.
So, like JC said, on to the next one.
What we got next is Spice and Wolf, episode 7, and goodness.
Oh, I love this episode.
I guess I really didn't remember much of Spice and Wolf because this show feels like it's had more, not action, but just kind of like it felt more drama than I remember, because I swear the whole series was nothing but economics. Economics is in there, don't get me wrong, but it feels it's definitely a lot better than I remember. I feel like I was impatient young man when I watched this the first time, but this was a really good episode.
So before we get into like the big stuff that happened at the end, the very first thing that happened is the guy from the Remirio Trading Company was being impatient with Nora's pace because he was like, why are we resting when there's still daylight out? And Nora's like, because if we travel at night, we're going to get eaten by wolves. And he's like, oh, I apologize.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, just leave it to the professionals, guy. I think she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, she's done this a few times.
Funny part of the episode was this whole thing with the dog and Holo. Because the dog's just looking at Holo like, I know what you are. And Holo's looking at the dog like, don't snitch on me.
That is funny. I do love that because she's like, he keeps looking at me like I will attack you if you get me, and then just her Holo being Holo. You can't do anything to me, for I am Holo, the wise wolf.
Yeah, she's like, I will not give in to his provocations, for I am Holo, the wise wolf.
It's like, okay.
Which makes me think if there was no other people around and she was by herself and she seen a random dog challenge her, she would probably beat up the dog.
She just takes her fists, just starts beating the dog. Holo, what are you doing? He sniffed me wrong. I don't like that. Oh yeah, that was funny.
I really like the convo Nora and Holo had. Like they had their little girl talk where they were talking about Lawrence.
Oh my god, whispering in each other's ear.
Yeah, because Holo asked Nora what does she think Lawrence was truly dependable, and they talked a little bit. But the funny part that happened was so since the dog knows that Holo was a wolf, Nora asked Holo, or because there's a scene where they're sleeping in a forest at night and the wolves come, and then Nora's able to do her thing where she's able to ward them off, but Nora noticed that Holo acted even before her, so she found that weird and asked her if she was a shepherdess, and then of course Holo denies this. And then she also asked, why does my dog keep paying attention to you? That's like a weird thing. And then Holo makes the excuse that the dog is in love with her, and she has to keep the dog in line by sometimes being cold to the dog, so the dog doesn't think that. Basically saying like you have to be cold to your significant other sometimes, so they don't think. So basically, so they don't get accustomed to like, or they think like your love is a given or something like that. Basically. So I thought that whole convo was pretty funny.
She is a master linguist when it comes to just talking to people, for sure. She just made that whole thing up, but deep down we know the dog knows I'm a wolf. Yeah. That's essentially what it comes down to. But she's just like, oh, you just gotta be a dick sometimes. Loneliness makes the heart grow fonder, or whatever the fuck the saying goes. Yeah.
I just really like how Spice and Wolf dialogue just has a way of it being simple in like what they're trying to get across, but it's super interesting in how Holo like talks a lot of the times. Because there's another part of the conversation where she excuses why she was able to know the wolves were there at first, and it's like a completely BS excuse. When you really think about it, the excuse didn't even make any sense. I don't know why Nora rolled with this, but again, it's probably because Holo's just really great at talking.
Yep.
So Nora's like, yeah, why did you know the wolves were there first? And then she was like, I travel alone with a man every night. And, basically implying that Lawrence is this horny dude that she has to ward off every time at night. He's a hungry wolf, and she's the little rabbit. It was great.
She just is asleep at night, and all of a sudden she just feels the man rubbing up and down, just going,
Holo.
Hey, baby, you awake?
Holo, let's do it.
Not now. I literally was asleep. Just go back to sleep. I can't go to sleep. Not with this. You gotta help me.
Just a tip, Holo.
Just the tip. Just let me put the head in.
But I like how
she fell for that.
Nora wasn't following what Holo was saying at first, and then she was like, "Oh." It's just like, you don't mean, and then yeah, that was funny.
That's what I mean. And poor Lawrence is just over here going, these women are talking all this shit about me, and I'm not doing a goddamn thing wrong, just other than just existing.
He just decided to rest and just look at the clouds. She's like,
Yeah.
well, I guess it's a good problem to have.
Yeah. I just like, she's saying this stuff just to, basically make her not know and just kind of like just keep everything in the dark. But damn, at the expense of me, come on.
I think Holo was also like double talking in a way where she was kind of communicating things with Lawrence, like because that whole wolf conversation. She even said like where she said she's the rabbit and Lawrence is the wolf. She like backtracks on that and says there's a lot of times where he's the rabbit because Holo can be very like domineering, like she kind of controls the pace and things of the conversation. So there are times where she's like the pursuer, and then, or if you want to go with that analogy, she's the hunter and Lawrence is the prey. And sometimes it works vice versa because their relationship is a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, all he has to do is talk about food, and she easily submits.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
But pretty much everything else, like 90% of it, yeah, Holo is running the show for sure. So
after that conversation takes place, the envoy from the Remerio traded company gets the gold, has it in the bag, and so the plan again is to feed the gold to the sheep once they get to a certain point where they're about to reach the city. Yeah, they're gonna be shitting gold. Have fun with that.
Literally.
Yeah, but before that could happen, they had to cross the forest again and make it back to Ruvenheim. And the wolves weren't letting that happen because they circled them, surrounded them, and we saw a little bit of Nora's prowess in all of this, but Holo quickly figures out that they're not after the sheep, they're after her. And we got a couple of just like really cool scenes from just the wolves in general, because when they were surrounding Holo just looked at him, was like, "Stay back," and everybody was like,
and just said it in that absolutely terrifying voice, "Stay back." It's like, whoa. Okay. We're running away with our tails between our legs. Holy shit.
Yeah. And then we just get a cool ass scene. I don't remember how this was done in the original anime, but that howl was just
the original anime was
oh.
But this one, the fucking earth shook with that wolf howling. Oh, you're like, oh god. And even then, they stopped in their tracks. They were moving, and they just were like, "Oh,
yeah,
my god!"
Yeah, that is immediately striking fear into everyone's heart. They heard that shit, and they're just like, because Holo, but when they got attacked by the wolves, Holo heard from Nora how the wolves in that forest normally don't attack, which Holo's like, that's normal because they're very cautious and they always try to, attack in packs, and they only attack you when they know for sure they can win. So she's like, that's normal. But Nora said they also don't howl, and then she was like, that doesn't really make much sense. If that's the case, then maybe there's something bigger here that they don't want to anger. And come to find out, that's the truth, because there's a big ass alpha wolf just like her.
Yeah, and apparently it's a younger wolf. It's a young wolf that has no respect for their elders.
Oh, that standoff is just super cool. You see all the wolves surrounding Holo, and then the big ass wolf, and she just staring them down. Yeah,
and I don't know. I don't remember what's gonna happen next episode, but holy crap, that's what a way to leave off on a cliffhanger. That was really fun, and I feel like the animation was just superb this particular episode. Just everything from the lighting to just the feel, the rain on top of just everything going on as the wolves were chasing them. Everything was perfect. Just gorgeous episode.
Yeah, definitely created a great atmosphere. The second half of it with the rain and how desperate the situation was looking. Nora and the other Remerio Trading Company guy go ahead, and you can tell this guy just wants to leave because Nora keeps.
They're like, "Go on ahead, you got it."
Yeah, he didn't need any other confirmation. He's just like, just go. Okay.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Nora's like, I wonder what happened to them. It's like, don't let their sacrifice be in vain. Sacrifice? I mean, don't let their valiant effort go to waste.
Don't let what they did for us go to waste. No, let's go.
Yeah, he already wrote them off as dead. I mean, it makes sense though.
I mean, after hearing that, I probably would too. To be honest, I'd be like, they got ate by whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. But this is when the big plot twist comes in with the episode because
Bastards.
Lawrence meets up with three guys and they're like, "Hey, where's your partner at?" He's like, he went that way. You know, my camp's over here. Let's go. And then they're like, "Hey, what happened? Your partner's not here. What happened exactly?" He was like,
She ain't here.
She didn't make it. And then like, all right, lovely. All right, beat his ass.
This man can never catch a break. I swear to God, this whole he got screwed with the armor. He's getting screwed with this, and he's getting even. They're double crossing him.
He's Princess Peach. He's Princess Peach.
He's the male equivalent of Princess Peach. That is a great description.
Holo has to save his ass again.
Holo instead of Mario.
I feel bad for the guy though. He's just, but you could see how this whole thing is going to happen, or how this would happen, because the guy is super paranoid of being betrayed. So he's like, we already got the gold. If we have the method to smuggle it, all we have to do is kill everybody else involved. So kill Lawrence. They think Holo's already dead, and now they're on their way to try to kill Nora. So yeah.
Well, whatever happens, I hope Holo eats all their asses.
Literally their asses.
Just their asses, so they ain't got nothing to say. But no, it just kills each and every one of these people, because poor Lawrence, he literally seconds before all this shit happened, he complained about him being useless and he hated couldn't do anything. And what happens? He gets tied up and beat to shit. and he's just left there on the ground.
Yeah, like I don't even think he cried when things got bad, when he went bankrupt, basically. Like, I think this is the first time you've seen him just outright cry, which is,
I mean,
crazy.
When you're pushed to your limits, I feel like this was his limit.
Mm-hmm.
Just a breaking down of just his emotions. I feel for him for sure.
Yeah, because from his perspective, he doesn't know if Holo's going to be all right, because he doesn't know if she can beat this wolf or whatever is going to go down with that. And now he's been betrayed by this company who he thought they had mutual interest, and they're possibly also going to kill Nora as well. And now he's tied up, beat up, and it's raining. Like,
yeah.
He couldn't even just get his ass beat in good weather. It has to be bad, horrible weather too.
The sun is shining. The weather's, it's a balmy 75. No, it's fucking wet. It's cold. Mud all up in his jeans. Oh, terrible. Terrible.
Oh my god. Yeah. I don't know, Lawrence. Bad luck. Just don't ever hit the casino.
it seems like, in a way, all this bad luck started happening to him when he got in contact with Holo. Or has he always been the bearer of bad news?
I think he admitted it himself. His greed was the big catalyst in all of this happening because everything was good for the most part. Holo, actually helped them make a big sale one time, and then I think he probably was a little gassed up because of Holo. So I guess in a sense, yes, things happen like this because of Holo, but I also think it's not like her fault per se. It's that he's like, oh, I got Holo with me, so things are going to be good. I'm going to be good no matter what because she's so great at what she does. I'm great at what I do. And yeah, he got greedy and put all his stock basically into that armor and thought he was going to come out on top, and we're in this situation. I mean, all hope is not lost, but it is really bad right now.
Yeah, this is probably the lowest he's ever been.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't kill him like they did, but I guess they just figured, we'll leave him to the wolves. Wolves will eat him.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing. That's kind of one detail I liked about how these evil guys work. It's not that they're evil; they're just really taking orders, and their actions reflect that because they're not like the guys that are like, "Hey, we are going to kill you." No, they're like, if we don't have to kill, we don't want to kill. But if they're imploring us to kill, then we'll do it. Like they showed like a lot of hesitation with wanting to kill Nora. Like no one wanted to do it, but they're like, getting paid.
Yeah.
It's either this or we're out of a job.
Yeah. And she's just like a sweet, innocent little thing. That's probably running through their minds too.
Yeah.
For shame.
Yeah.
But good episode overall. Really good episode.
Yeah.
Might be one of my favorites of the season.
For sure. For sure. Speaking of favorites of the season, I think this show did not disappoint, in my humble opinion. And that is Ranger Reject.
Ranger Reject. Dun, dun, dun.
Whew. Blue shirt.
Yeah, we got we we got the Blue Ranger.
Yep.
We got old Scarface, the guy who can't act right in front of people. So we have little Izumi taking care and saying, "Don't say shit in front of anyone. just shut up."
She's just like a glorified PR agent for Blue.
Yeah, she's just like a little personal assistant in a way. Just going, okay, you have a meeting at 2. You got to do all that. I don't want to be bothered with that. Listen, you can't be talking this way in front of people. You gotta smile more.
I want to murder everything in my path. He's just so edgy.
Okay, do you also have black hair?
So the whole thing, because we got the backstory between Aozome and Blue, and what we're supposed to derive of that is that although Blue has good intentions, because we saw when he was beating up the thugs in the alley that he was trying to protect the cat that they were doing something towards. He's a person that doesn't have a filter, first and foremost, and he's just one of those guys that are just like terrible people person, and he has a scary face, so that doesn't really help.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'll protect your image. Just do not talk in front of people. Just keep it as simple as that. Don't talk. I'll handle that stuff, and you handle the actual hero work.
Was that a bug that just flew by you?
There's a fly.
Oh, I saw it on the camera. That fly's coming back from Punch Man review.
It is. I'm not Saitama. I'm going to kill you and your family.
I love that. Saitama can kill anything in one punch, but when it comes to a mosquito or a fly, just can't kill him. Anyway, yeah, the way that they kind of like showed Izomi in the little flashback they had, it almost seemed, well, not didn't almost seem like, it did seem like Blue Ranger was just like, didn't want anyone like that in near or around him. It's like, this is the best you could do?
This
little
midget.
pipsqueak? this tiny little person? I feel like I could fucking just, look. This is how tall she is. This is how big she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just very didn't want anyone at all, but sounds like she warmed up to him little by little.
I mean, in present time, we see that he actually listened to her advice because he didn't say a word until she, basically ordered the restriction off of him.
Yeah,
so
she said, "You can talk now," and he just smiled. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck shit up.
That was a pretty cool, like, entrance to everything.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, he did fuck shit up. He absolutely did. I think the Rangers are Rangers for a reason. They can't be easily beat.
No, especially not these keepers. Like, we already see from the second in commands, the junior rank, that they're pretty powerful. But the keepers are on a whole different level, as we can see. And it makes you wonder how, like, what's going to happen exactly with Blue Keeper and the boss monster, the boss invader, because he's already hurt from the fight with Alzome. So, can he beat Blue? I mean, I don't know.
I don't think so. I think that boss monster is done. Especially if he's not a 100% healing and everything. And then poor Double X getting lanced so many times. Just going, how many of these can I stick through you? Dude. Oh, poor thing. But she's somehow still alive after all that.
Tis but a flesh wound.
You have 10 fucking rods in your body. I'm gonna make it. I will be okay. Yeah.
Just getting tortured for information, but she held on strong to the very end, where she sees the big power gap and decides to let Blue know, well, where Peltrola.
Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. Peltrola.
She lets him know, or she's about to let him know where he is, and D is taken aback by this because
he didn't know.
Yeah, he already got the clue from Shion that one of the boss invaders were alive, but he was not believing it. He was in complete denial, because that would have meant that those 12 years that the invaders spent in servitude to the Rangers was for naught. Because if the boss invaders were alive and kicking and just chilling somewhere, then it's like, why weren't you guys fighting with us? Like, we stood no chance against the Rangers in totality. What were you guys doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm most curious to see, is to see if D, is curious enough to, like, follow them and see where, Peltrello is, and he's probably going to have a lot to say. He's going to be like, boss, what the fuck? Where have you been this whole time?
He's going to get a stupid speech. I am God, and
you are my little followers.
I named you D after my penis, actually.
I named you D after my dick, and Double X, well, you know why I called you that.
It was supposed to be Triple X, but
that title belongs to someone else. It's not even the best, but freaking A. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see the next episode. What I thought was kind of I don't know. Maybe I just kind of like it's D in his like character flubs, but essentially D's undercover doing all this shit, takes it upon himself to say, you know what? I'm gonna kill the Blue Keeper, and just goes ahead and reveals himself, blows his whole cover on. And I'm like, okay, well, there goes all that deception. Now is gone down the drain because now the Blue Keeper knows who you are. Well, to be fair, he was calling him by his name and saying that was Pink Ranger's sister or brother and everything, but I don't know. It just kind of seemed kind of a dumb choice to have done right then and there. Just me.
Well, so there's still like a couple of things that he can go from here after blowing his cover. First and foremost, he could, just transform into somebody else. That's always an option.
Very true.
Anybody who passes, he could just transform into them, possibly kill them and take their identity. And
I didn't even think of that, but that's true.
Second thing that could happen is Blue could just die. Because if he isn't able to relay this information, then it's not going to matter.
Now, wouldn't that be something? If somehow they manage to kill the Blue Keeper, and then he becomes the Blue Keeper and is that much closer to all fucking keepers, all the Rangers, that would be a huge power move. Because then the divine artifacts are right there, and you could just take them little by little and do whatever what's her face is going to do with them. So that'd be interesting, but something tells me Blue Keeper won't go down that easy.
I mean, he only has one major opponent to beat, and that opponent seemingly is hurt from the Izomi fight. So if Izomi was giving him problems, Blue Keeper should not like destroy this dude, but because he was, even though Izomi gave him problems, he was still able to beat her handily. But Blue Keeper should either match him or be probably a little stronger.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's gonna be an interesting fight, but who knows? Maybe in his if Blue gets weakened enough, maybe he could like get it somehow. But I don't know.
I think the biggest
looking too far ahead.
The biggest X factor in the whole battle, because we're looking at it from those two. The biggest X factor is just going to be the main character D, because things are going away to where he actually tries to help Blue in beating the boss invader, because right now he's in this weird spot where it's like, this dude maybe didn't betray me, but he didn't help me for all this time. 12 years and this is something he takes like, this was something that because XX is talking, like when he's trying to beat Blue and she's talking about, do it for the invaders, and he's talking about all the humiliation he suffered for all of this amount of time and the pride he had to put to the side. Imagine a person who had the power, who was supposed to alleviate you from those troubles, just chilling in Cuba drinking pina coladas and shit in the sunshine. Like, what? This dude was just, I don't know what the fuck he was doing all this time. So he might actually try to fight against them, because it's like, yo, where were you?
Yeah, I could see that too. I could see that as a determining factor, especially if it was one of those, I don't know, he could drop a huge bombshell and say, oh yeah, me and the Keepers, we've been working together. And then that would just blow his mind, where it's just like, I just escaped because I didn't want to be controlled anymore. That could be another reason. He just wasn't, like, all the bosses are down there, and he's just one that got out and escaped.
Mm-hmm.
Now that would be a twist.
Yeah. But it could go in a way where he tries to, kill Big Boss, or he tries to help Big Boss take out Blue. Or if a situation happened, maybe both, if that was a viable option. Because I feel like he just wouldn't have much love for the boss with all of this stuff happening.
You've been sipping on those Mai Tais.
Yeah, it would be funny if he had a harem too.
Here's X, here's XX, here's XXX, here's X. Yeah, I get it.
Triple X is the mom.
Triple X, quadruple X, quintuple X.
Oh, speaking of harems, Yamato was fighting Yukino, and then he won the fight. Really, it was XX who won the fight, but he talked about how he wanted his own harem. And that's why he wanted to be a ranger, which I found was pretty funny, just considering that we know this is Negi Haruba and we know QQ, so I felt like that was a little shout out to his own series with that.
You think that was like a little self nod to his own series? Just a little,
because it didn't reference any like names or anything. It was just the whole harem thing.
Yeah, that was funny too, because old pink hair is just like you dumbass. I ain't gonna forget this just because you saved me, whatever. Yeah, that was. She just marches away.
Yeah.
You know they're gonna be a thing later or something. Who knows?
Probably. It seemed like she was thinking about joining the harem.
Yeah, freaking Ren. She she pulls the whole "I give up" and then lies and then goes, "I seriously give up this time."
Because she played into Shippo's like big his ego, because I guess we didn't really see it, but I guess she told him like to show off and the flex and stuff. He just like and he wastes all his energy, and it's just like, idiot. And then I love Shippo just because he defies everything to go with the show. Like, the rules just literally don't apply to him. He has a line where he says, like, weapons may betray you, but your muscles will never betray you.
I know, jeez. The dude, when we first saw him, was a skinny, just pile of meat, no meats, just bones and skin. And then he just magically gets his six just big old muscles and everything. Yeah, the rules definitely apply to this man. Is he not a fucking fighter? He has to be some kind of monster.
He just works out. Maybe this is a message. We gotta start hitting the weights.
If you don't want to look weak and pathetic, hit the weights and you'll look just like Shippo.
Jesus Christ. Bullets weren't affecting this man. It was bouncing off his chest.
Yeah. She's just pew, 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 pew. And then he was gonna lay into her. He wound.
I forgot about that. He just said it. I was like, oh my god.
See, he's like Kazuma. He believes in equality. He was going to wind up and then about to hit, and she's like, no, for real this time. And then just dime, like, give me the key.
He's like, ha, I have achieved the pink key. And then he goes on to beat up Ishikawa, because Angel has her fight with him where they're both in a car. He's holding her at gunpoint, and then
he blows up.
Yeah, she calls his bluff, and she uses this the last burst of the I forgot what the weapon was called. The last burst of the tool, and blows up the whole car, and that gave Shippo enough time to cross over to that battlefield, and we can imagine that Ishikawa isn't winning that fight.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. He beaten every bit of that ass.
Yeah. So it seems like with all the fights, we have the key except for Shion. He's the only one we don't have the key for. But like we were saying last episode, I don't even know if that's important because of what's going on now with
Right.
Blue and Boss Invader, and that might not matter.
Yeah, I'm sure all that stuff's gonna be irrelevant, which is gonna be funny because the rest of the team are gonna be like, "Hey guys, we got all the keys. Where'd they go? I don't know where the fuck they. Did you see them? I didn't see them. I mean, maybe they're dead. I don't fuck. It's just that's going to be very. Well, it's not going to be important here, and in the next episode for sure when they discover what's going to happen next.
Well, if everything resolves and they take the test as it was, and then our team passes, then everybody that was on that team will be official Rangers. Which, considering like what you get from, because it's only 4 of them alive, since Koguma is dead. It seems like they already
Koguma.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Afro Boy. Going too soon.
No. It's gone so soon I didn't even fucking notice it.
They should be going to like different squads. I would imagine that I want to say like everybody is getting would go to the squad that they got the respective key from. Like for example, Shippo got the pink key. What's his face? Well, technically, even though Yamato beat Yukino, he didn't beat Yukino technically, because Koguma had to XX had to evolve herself in that fight, and she bullied the key from him. But let's just say he won that fight. That was the yellow key, I believe. Shion has the red key, and Ren already. Ishikawa had the blue key, or blue? Was it blue or red, or blue or green?
I honestly don't know. I'm bad at remembering the color of the keys.
I don't remember. It was either blue or green, but that may give us a clue as to what squad everybody might go to if they pass this. So, yeah.
It'll be fun.
Aside from that, that was the episode. It's just a matter of seeing will Bossman rise up to the challenge of Big Blue? Who's going to be the victor? What D will do in that fight? Will he try to take advantage and, try to kill Blue while they're fighting? Will he take his frustrations out on the Boss Invader for not helping? I think either way, he has to have a conversation with him. Even if it's brief, for him to ask, like, dude, what the fuck?
What, boss? What the fuck? What are you doing here? Where have you been this whole time? Just collecting a harem, my boy. No big deal.
So he's gonna get one of those exaggerated speeches.
Let's murder this man.
Yeah. That is Ranger Reject, though. Moving on to a show where we're gonna have some uncomfortable conversations.
You think so?
Well, one of them at least. The Fable.
Are you talking about the one where the creepo goes into the room and on her bed rolling around and shit?
I mean, that happened, but there's also the suck my fingers.
Oh,
Your body count is now going to be in the triple digits.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that, but you're right. She, well, not she, but fucking dirtbag, was just like, suck on my finger. It's just like, and then she did it too. It's just like, oh, poor girl. I feel so bad for Misaki. She's just She's just been through so much shit. If there's anyone that deserves a vacation, it's her. For sure. But yeah. Yeah. What Creepo did was nothing compared to that.
Yeah, Kenji has to go. He makes her sign this contract. He calls it a marathon or a sprint. 3 months of this or a year of this. And yeah, this dude said, because he asked her what's her body count, and she said she's been with 4 guys. And he says, well, now it's going to be in a triple digit. So in a span of 3, you do the math on that. In a span of 3 months, he's going to make her sleep with 97 or 96 people plus.
Yeah. It's 90 days. So yeah, that's awful. That's a dick a day. Or a dick and a half. 1.5 dicks on average.
I don't like how you try to give it a phrase. A dick a day keeps the Yakuza away.
I didn't make the saying. But essentially, that's kind of what's happening in a way. Oh, man. But, yeah, a whole bunch of stuff happened. Like, I feel like this was definitely one of those episodes where it was... Again, it just felt like it was 10 fucking long. It just went by like that. I was just like, oh my god. But now, Akira knows what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that Misaki's in with Yakuza. All because of the Creepo. And he confronted the Creepo. I know you've been filming her. And I know that's not important right now. You've been filming her. I don't get it. But just, what's going on with her? Oh, I think she's in trouble with the Yakuza. And he just kind of goes, really?
It's like, oh.
And he's just like, that's not a big deal to you? Just kind of like, huh?
Oh, really?
Yeah. I love how they... I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I love just the breakdown of just how Akira is just this absolute genius when it comes to making his own weapons and bullets and shit. The man can build a homemade gun out of some pipes from Home Depot. That's just really, really neat. And just how when he's really into something, he could hammering it away and soldering it away. It's just awesome.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
I mean, he's a true professional. I know he like, it's a funny joke when he ever says, yeah, I'm a pro. But when it comes to this whole hitman business, he is one of the best. I mean, practically is the best that we see. We already saw like some of his like scouting stuff in the last episode. We saw it this episode too, where he was installing the cameras. And we also saw that Kenji was a very attentive dude as well, because he sent something amiss in this apartment. But unfortunately, he wasn't. Well, fortunately for the audience, he didn't find Fable. So
yeah,
Kira was able to get away.
Yeah, he's good at his stuff. Kenji's good too, but he ain't no professional.
Yeah,
that's why he's kind of in the predicament he is. Everybody's out to get his ass, including what's his name? Sunagawa? Yeah. He hired this hitman to basically get his ass.
Yeah. And somebody else as well. He had two targets. Yeah. Kenji and somebody else that we didn't see.
Yeah, I was thinking, is it going to be Akira? But it didn't show. It didn't show because, I mean, he does talk about the Fable. Mm-hmm. I think he said he, like, and this is the hitman, that he saw him in, like, a previous job or something. I can't remember exactly, but he said if he gets a chance of, like, taking him out, that he was going to kill him. And I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
All right.
So what he said specifically was that he saw the work of Akira, so he knows like there is a Fable out there. Because he was saying basically, whereas other people may see this as like this folklore, mythical thing, I know it to be true, and if that guy is real, I want to kill him myself. So it is possible that Sunagawa gave one of the targets is Akira. We don't really know why he would want Akira killed, since they never
Don't
talk.
very few people know who Akira
Yeah.
is?
They don't.
I,
Nobody really even knows like his identity. The only people who know are Ebi and Hamada himself, and of course Takahashi.
the other boss. Yeah, the
Or-
boss from episode 1.
Kuro would know as well. The broken
Yeah.
leg guy.
Poor guy. Yeah. Speaking of broken leg, they fucked up the president of that company. They beat his ass.
I look at he was having such a good time. He's just drunk. He runs into like a news post. He's like, go menasai. Just two guys in masks. Just
Right.
it was like a
And-
wrestling episode.
Yeah. Depending on how it really did seem like a backstage segment.
like whenever they're just like randomly in a grocery store, you see Booker T in a grocery store, and then Stone Cold just comes out of nowhere.
Comes out with the milk. Oh my god. Price tag on Jackass.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, but depending on how drunk he was, he probably didn't feel it, but he got knocked out.
I know he woke up just like, what the fuck?
What the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Why am I in a hospital bed? Oh no. I got too drunk last night.
Oh my god. And then you gotta feel bad for Misaki in that whole thing, because she's seeing around her both her bosses get beat up, and now she knows that Kenji was completely serious about his threat, and he's starting with people that aren't that close to her, and eventually is going to get to the point where he's going after family members and other people. So
Yeah.
she decides to give in, which is pretty sad considering, of course, this was something she's done the bikini shoots, but she's always kept her pride about never going to those lengths of doing porn, and now he took it to another level. She's not even doing porn, she's going to be a sex worker, or
Terrible.
just a prostitute for 3 months. And considering it's the Yakuza, it probably won't even last that long.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with
Yeah.
Kenji, he just seems like a guy that would break his word or force her into more depth some way, somehow.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't seem like a man of his word type. He seems like just not giving a fuck. He does what he wants because this is how it always was when he was back in my day. This was the Yakuza. Not quite the same.
Yeah.
Not at
So
all.
yeah, I mean, things are starting to close in on Kenji. Not only does he have Sonagawa, who hired a hitman to take him out, Ebi is suspicious of him now. Hamada has to make a decision. People have already complained to him about what this guy's been doing. So even if he makes it alive in all of this, he still has to answer to the big boss about his actions. Now Akira's involved in this personally, because not only did Ebi come to him for help, he's messing with Misaki, who Akira may not have shown like affection for. I think he still cares about her, so
Yeah.
that's going to
I
give him
mean-
extra motivation in all of this.
It's definitely not like a love type thing, but it's just this person was nice to me, and I'm going to, in turn, help them. Because there's probably not a lot of people in his life that have been nice to him, to be quite honest.
Yeah. So Kenji has a lot of people coming after his head.
Yeah,
it does not look good for him.
I would not be surprised if this man is dead within the next couple episodes, just because it's one thing to step on a few toes here and there. It's another thing if you piss off the people in your own organization who are killers. Just that is not good. No bueno. He's the old guard, so to speak, where this is what it used to be, but now he's gonna realize things have changed, man. They're not the same as they used to be. So now you're gonna die.
Yeah. Probably should have eased herself a little bit more into the culture instead of just going full Yakuza mini boss. Because he made his play, and yeah, it was a little too early.
He should have at least taken some time. Take a vacation or two. Just collect your thoughts. It's not like you're not going to have money. You're going to be well taken care of. You're part of the Yakuza. They'll pay for you. I mean, they probably have some sort of system where he didn't snitch. So he's going to have some kind of thank you money, hush-hush money. I don't know.
Well, it definitely seems like it's not the money. It seems like this is the only purpose he has in life. Like, being a Yakuza is what he
that's
feels.
all he knows.
Yeah. Because if it was just the money, he could have went about this in a much different way. Like, he could have took the money that Ebby was trying to give him, and then, try to get something legitimate going. Because Yakuza has some legitimate things going for them. But it just seemed like he just went full throttle, and he was acting in the way he was because of the Maguro group being like this muted version of what he thought the Yakuza to be. So it's like he's overcompensating and, going super crazy because he's just like, why are you guys so soft? Like, what happened to the Yakuza I knew before I got locked up? And, everybody's like, things have changed. We're not like going insane, especially because they're a small group. So,
I feel like, I don't know, some people feel as if things will always be like they were, especially, I'm talking about like not just the Yakuza, but just gangsters back then. I know Goodfellas and Casino is a movie, but it's based off of legit gangsters back in like Prohibition days in the 60s and 70s and stuff like that. It definitely does not fly like that anymore. Even as much as you want to try it to be like that, everything is low-key now. If there is still stuff like that, it's very low-key. And what Kenji's doing, not low-key.
Yeah. What is good, Decrepit Storm? Late, but I'm here.
Hey, welcome.
QRW6 said, of course, Japan has a sense of these things, so people don't have the right idea. Hard covering that part up to do it.
Have the right idea to do it.
Okay.
I guess you're talking about like the sex trade. Don't do it, people. It's bad, okay?
The good part in the episode actually comes from Yoko. Yoko was the bright spot, like the actual positive spot of the episode, because
she did a couple things.
Yeah. Misaki ends up going to Yoko's house to spend a night, and because I could imagine with the stressful situation, she's just trying to find some friend she can confide into. So she goes to Yoko, and they have their sleepover, and Yoko tries to get Akira to join, and her big selling point was sending Akira a goofy picture of Misaki being assaulted.
She's on top of her, tickling her.
It's just funny when I think these are like grown women, and Misaki's just allowing this. I just want to know how that happened.
I mean, Yoko is an Yakuza a Yakuza gal, so I mean, powered her.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
But I hear what you're saying, where you're just like, oh, this is quite annoying. Tee hee. I wonder how long she's gonna keep tickling me for. No, get off me is the correct response.
Remember the question we got where the question was like, who would you rather date or something? Like Makima or Yoko? And I think we both said Yoko, and I think we kind of see in this episode, just because, like I said, then I don't think Makima's capable of like genuine affection for anybody. Yoko is a scumbag for sure, but there's still a human there. You know what I mean? Like, she still cares about people. She still has like her own trouble. Like, she's just still a like real person, just not a totally put together and great person. But yeah.
Yeah, she has a heart. While Kenji, I don't think he's ever had one. Maybe a long time ago when he was like 2, but after then, he's inhuman. Yeah, but then the other thing Yoko does is he gives Takahashi an absolutely great gift of a scratched up piece of shit watch.
I like how he kept questioning it. Like, I was actually like, Takahashi, I'm glad that you're questioning things, because I feel like other people in that situation may have looked at it as weird, but maybe not have said anything in a moment. But he was just like, he was actually grilling. He was like, wait, you bought this for me, but why does it have scratches? And then she's like, don't worry about it. I just want you to wear it every day. It's like, I mean, it's a little weird to me. I just want to make sure you're not getting like scammed or don't worry about it.
But later we find out that the reason why it looks like it does is because there's a GPS tracker inside it. Bada bing. And now Akira's gonna go and follow that tracker and find where all this is going down. And I have a next episode. I don't know. I think it's gonna come to a head because we got the assassins, the guns, Misaki and her predicament, and of course Akira coming into it now. So
I mean, everybody's gonna be here.
Crazy.
So, I mean, even Misaki's supposed to be there because remember, this is how things are supposed to be. Sunagawa is supposed to meet with Kenji. Kenji's supposed to talk. Yeah, Kenji's supposed to pick up Misaki the next day. So like, all this is happening tomorrow. So Kenji's supposed to pick up Misaki and get her into the sex work stuff.
Oh Jesus.
Sunagawa was supposed to meet up with Kenji. In that meeting, Sunagawa is setting up Kenji for the hitman to come through. Abby's already told him that I want you to stop my brother. So Akira is going to have the GPS for Takahashi and, go there too. So you're going to have Sunagawa and his men, Kenji, Takahashi, and whatever muscle he may end up bringing, Misaki, the hitman and his partner, and Akira. So
yeah, I have a feeling this next episode is going to be great. I don't know. It just seems like it's going to really come together. It's an explosive powder keg that's been building these past couple episodes that's going to eventually go off. I don't know how, but something tells me this next episode is going to go be crazy.
Yeah, and then we'll see Akira with his non-lethal gun.
That's going to be
pretty cool how he built that too.
That's going to be really cool how he uses that too. Yeah. Crazy. But yes, Decrepit Storm. We saw you miss KOA, but you did not miss KOA.
Yep.
That is right.
Light Ruler says, we love Yoko. Okay. Also, Yoko and Misaki talking about Yoko's work. Yeah. I feel like it's weird that Yoko didn't built like a work history to like make an excuse.
You
Had
think maybe
something like
because she
that.
was like drunk, where she wasn't really thinking about it too?
No, because even though Yoko gets drunk all the time, she's still pretty smart. So it's just they didn't have a backstory. I think because she was being very roundabout about her work. She was actually alluding to her work as an assassin, but she didn't explicitly say it. And I think with what was happening with Misaki, the way she phrased things of not being totally proud of her work and her saying that it just kind of happened and she makes good money, but she doesn't necessarily love it. Misaki interpreted that as her being a sex worker, I believe, with how that conversation went. But I mean, with that conversation too, we learned that, even though Yoko is sadistic when it comes to, getting people drunk and making them make fools of themselves, she doesn't love the assassin work. It just was something, because she said as much as she got into this because she felt indebted to the person that we saw in episode 1, who's like the big boss who saved her when her parents died. So I guess after that moment, she, did her assassin stuff, but it's something that she didn't take pleasure in. And we know that Akira doesn't take pleasure in it either. He just does his job.
Yeah, he was born in it. He was literally Rambo'd as a... So he just kind of... He's good at it because that's all he's ever known.
Mm-hmm.
That just goes to show you he's a character that... Yeah, he's great at it and doesn't have a personality. But it's because of what he was forced to do, why he doesn't have one. Which is very interesting.
Yeah. And probably maybe the reason why the boss even sent him on this mission was to, get some of that humanity that was lost in being this professional assassin for all this time. Because it was something that Yoko already had, because considering the age she was when she lost her parents, she already had that instilled in her, whereas it was kind of lost with Akira. We don't know what time this training started or whatnot, but he's already said like he's been living in mountains and stuff like that. So
eating bugs.
Yeah, he's been through extreme stuff for a long time.
Yeah. For sure. So is the pervert going to try to hire Misaki? I hope not.
I mean, I don't think Misaki's going to be up for hire when this whole thing happens. I don't see how Kenji is supposed to be successful with all these. Like, how the hell can you survive 2 hitmen after you, another hitman who's not after you but is going to shut your shit down, and then your other brother who has more influence in the Yakuza also probably going to vouch against you, and then the other Yakuza guy who's high up having beef with you. There's like no way this whole sex work thing that he has going on survives, even if he doesn't die.
Yeah. And I don't know, I don't think Creepo is gonna be in any more recent episodes. At least not now. He was in this episode to give over the videotape and everything, and all the stuff he was recording to help Akira and all this, but I don't see him going, well, seems like she's in trouble with the Yakuza and everything. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna have sex with her. No, I don't see that.
I don't even
know. He's even more of a scumbag.
How would he even get in contact? Like, what he's going to, like, hey, Mr. Yakuza man, you got any of those women's for hire?
It's just like Tyrone Begum's. Tell me what. Do you have Misaki? I'll play top dollar for her, please.
How do you know Misaki?
No reason. Just I heard through the grapevine.
Oh my god.
The Yakuza Avengers are coming for him.
Pretty much. It's like a super team.
It really is.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see how this whole thing is going to go. Because not only does Akira have the non-lethal gun, it doesn't. He has it's manual, so he has to shoot it like that. He can't just.
Kind of like those old guns where you just pull it back and you shoot, pull it back, and like a little toy gun. Yeah, I look forward to this every week, and like I said, I feel like this one's. I can't wait. When it ended, I want to see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I know it's over. Is every time I hear that, and when I hear that, I go, I want to see more.
Yeah, good episode. I'm excited to see what happens, even though I know what happens. But
do you know how the whole series is?
How the whole anime is going to be? Yeah.
Okay. Well,
there's some things I forgot, but this whole thing, I already know how it's going to be.
Well, I'm going to be happy regardless. And depending on if we're the KOA next KOA, we'll have a fun way of interpreting it for sure.
This is actually the point where I started liking the series, because I was reading it was a different experience than watching it. Because
you said it's pretty much the same, right?
Yeah, it was just it's following the same content, but it was a different vibe reading it than it was watching it, because I just feel like, because the anime is doing about 4, 5, 6 chapters at a time. In an anime, it's just easier to digest at a time. When I was reading the manga, this stuff with Misaki and Kainuma was really disturbing me. I did not like that stuff. I was like, bro, why are we focusing on this pervert? Why is he sniffing panties? What's going on with the sex work crap?
Did they make it worse in the manga? No,
it wasn't worse. It's just I just didn't like that plot point. I didn't know where they were going with that.
I gotcha.
It wasn't until this stuff was happening where I felt like the whole thing of Kainuma being a pervert and installing cameras had any meaning. When I was just reading, I was like, is this just here for it to be edgy?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I was like, what is this here for?
Saying. Yeah, I've seen a couple of anime and some manga that are like that, where it's oh, this person gets brutally murdered and people are laughing at him because he was bullied. It's does this gonna go anywhere? Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, but not to say that it excused it necessarily. I'm not mad at it, because there's bad things can happen in anime. It's just that I felt like it was so much focus on it when I was reading it, and I was just like, why? But the why of it was kind of answered this episode, where Akira gets information on Misaki because of the cameras, which makes sense. Even by anime pervert standards, Kainuma is pretty bad. He has to go to prison.
Yeah, he is. He's pretty bad. But I guess you have to set these characters up to be these evil, disgusting people, because when they eventually get theirs, it's going to be great. It's like Homelander and The Boys. He is such a piece of shit. The actor that plays him is so good, but one of these days he's going to get his, and when it happens, ooh, it's going to be glorious.
We gotta... You know what's the most unbelievable thing about this episode? It's not Akira being some superhuman who could build bullets in 40 minutes and all this weird stuff, or Yoko being a decent person. The most unrealistic part of this episode was Kainuma and the fucking Blu-ray camera he had installed with a mic, I might add. he saw a video that was so clear of Misaki. I said, how much money are you making at this company? How the hell do you have a hit? Like, mind you, he had this installed in a electrical outlet. So this camera's very small. And not only was it a camera, it had audio too? What the, like, this is like some police stuff. Even police don't have like equipment like this.
That's like some James Bond 007 shit right there. That really is.
I was like, what the fuck? Why is it such high quality? Why is the audio so clear?
Like, I see what you're saying. Like, I definitely would have been like, with the video, but the fact that there's clear audio coming through too, yeah, that's unrealistic to me. I mean, you could have at least done something where it's like, oh, there's no.
Your audio cut out, EA.
Fuck me, this fucking microphone. I'm sorry. Sorry, I was just saying where he was just trying to. You could have just shown him like trying to read lips or something.
Okay.
Something along those lines, and he could have like, put 2 and 2 together and been like, "All right, I know what this is about." But no, I hear what you're saying.
The Cripple Stone say, "Get him isekai to Mushoku Tensei." Oh my god. Oh my god, him and Rudy would be like. Not saying they would be best friends, but he would.
Let me tell you about my best friend.
I got this cat girl you can spy on. Really? Starts.
Yeah. Yeah, and she can also pull down her pants, and her ass is like rock hard. You can touch it whenever you want.
Yeah, he's gonna be broken that world. It even had motion detection. Maybe he got us sponsors for that camera. That man has no sponsors for anything. He spends all his money on perverseness. EA has to hit up the pervert for camera and audio.
My God, no! Dear God, no! I just need to like unplug it or something and replug it or do something.
What's the best camera I can use? What's the best webcam I can use? Perfect Coon.
Pervert Coon, please tell me. And then he goes, well, what you need, and I have the perfect one, and he just tells me everything.
Yeah. That was the episodes though. Really enjoyed pretty much everything we watched this week.
Yeah.
This has been a good season in general. I know it's not ended yet, but it's about to end soon in like 4 or 3 weeks.
Can you believe that? We got 1 more month, and then we got summer season, which we're going to let you guys in on a little secret as the KOA podcast. Probably not going to be much we're going to be covering in the summer.
We say that, and then there's going to be like 5 anime we're going to watch anyways.
We're going to have 5, and we're going to be like, remember when I said not that much? We lied.
I'm telling you that's going to happen just because I know Nakama Club is going to be a constant. We're going to be watching a Fable and Spice and Wolf, so that's already 3 shows we're going to be covering. Even if we don't pick a show, and yeah.
Oh, and we're also doing Oshinoko.
So that's 4.
Yeah.
And then I think there's definitely a show I want to pick. I guess since you guys have been fans of the KOA podcast, I'll let you in on what show I'm thinking about picking. It's a show called How to Become Unordinary, and I'm interested in this show because if I got my information right, the person who wrote this show did Hyoka, so I'm very interested.
Ooh.
Yep.
I love Hyoka.
I feel like there should be a show that we eventually do for Nakama Club. I am curious.
Yeah. Yeah, that I wouldn't mind watching that again. That show came out in 2012. Mm-hmm. It's due for season 2 or a remaster, whatever. because yeah, I need to watch that again, and they need to continue it somehow.
Oh, we also might have to watch the Deer show.
Oh fuck, that's right. You were telling me about that one, the deer anime where they look photorealistic.
Yep.
That looks hilarious.
Now I think fall season may be the one where it's not going to be as much because by that time, all of our anime is going to be done.
Mm-hmm.
We can't cover ReZero.
Yeah.
Like the big shows of that season are going to be ReZero, Blue Lock. We're probably going to end up watching Don Da Don. So there's that. But I think like that's the only big show from that season, like that we would cover in the fall. So I think fall season is going to be the one that's going to be a lot more laid back. And then by that time, it's going to be my Nakama Club, and I still don't know what I'm gonna choose.
Yeah, we'll choose something.
Tower God. Wait, did we drop Tower God? Please tell me we dropped it.
I'm pretty sure we did. I don't remember finishing it.
Yeah, we dropped it.
I don't remember finishing it. And also, Light Ruler, no Toradora for Nakama Club. Ever. Unless we get some kind of fucking payment that'll make me watch it because of money, then maybe. But other than that, not for free.
Yeah, I do think we dropped Tower God. I know they never get into anime. Sure can't wait to see John crash out. Ill. Yuck. Okay, we dropped it. Good.
No, I know we did because I don't remember how it ends. So that was the one thing I remember.
Oh yeah, that's when we were killing our passing shows on the episode to episode basis.
Yeah, we were doing it weekly.
Yeah, because I was thinking like, what made us drop it? And then I remember if it just had one bad episode, then it was liable to get dropped. I think we made it like to 6 episodes, 7.
Yeah, I remember not much from the show other than there's a T-Rex, Rachel is hated, and the green girl has feet. That's really all that I
I knew that was going to be the thing that you remembered.
Because it was like one of the thumbnails.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, move on to viewer questions because we have a whole lot.
Oh my god, we didn't even read that. QRW6 said, I'm watching 18 anime this season.
Holy cow.
How are you alive?
I feel like that was our first season of KOA.
No, we didn't even do half of that. We watched like 8 shows, I believe. Pop quiz, what were the shows that we watched, EA? What were the first shows we watched on KOA?
Well, I know one of them was Goblin Slayer.
Hold on, let me write all these down.
Okay. All right. You ready? There's Goblin Slayer, the one that C Tactics loved a lot. There's Slime Daddy that we kept for a long period of time. There's Time Traveling Lollies, which I think was Rewrite the D. That's what. There was the one you picked where it dealt with 69.69.
Kanisashi Shoujo.
Yep, that one. Did we have? That was 4. Did we have 3 more?
We were covering 8 shows, I believe, that season.
Holy shit!
Remember any other ones?
I'm trying to remember. My God, I don't know if it's because I'm getting old or whatever, but I don't remember. Oh, there's the circus one.
Karakuri Circus.
That one. Holy shit, I forgot about that one. Karakuri Circus.
That's 5 so far.
And now there's 3 more. I'm gonna seem like an asshole for not remembering them, but don't tell me it's that fucking the one with the thighs.
Okay, SSSS Grit, man.
Thank you.
That's 6 so far.
That. There's 2 more.
2 or 1 more. I'm not entirely sure if it was 8, but I know for sure
so
it was 7+.
SSS Gridman. God, I can't remember the other one. That's it for me. I remember those, but I don't remember. I remember most, but I don't remember all of them. I at least give myself that. At least I remember 6.
Give me 1 second.
Hey,
So we already said Surene. Surene was one of them. That was the first one we dropped.
Surene, wasn't that the arrow one?
Yeah.
The archery?
Murha.
Nurha, because that one came super late. That's why I don't remember it. Because it was like, for some reason, delayed by a month, and then it premiered like way later. And then the first episode was Murha, and we are like, what the fuck is this shit? Yeah, you're right. You are right.
I think that's all of them. Yeah, I think that's all of them. Yeah. So 7 shows that season, which it felt like a crazy amount then, but now we're kind of doing that as a norm. I mean, we covered 6 episodes this podcast.
That's true.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, Fate, Konosuba, yeah, that's.
It's just that those shows weren't good. that was the bad part. It was just like, yeah, these shows are pretty shit.
Yeah, those were bad. There was a lot of bad ones, and Slime Daddy was decent. Yeah. I wish we can see what the best season of KOA was. I feel like this has been one of the best ones in a while. Like, for sure.
Yeah.
But I remember when we started enjoying anime again, because I felt like there was a time like, why did we do this, man? Why did we sign up to do this? It's not even worth it. But it's coming back.
Yeah. Great start. We don't really have like one question, but we're professionals, so it's probably not even a question we're even going to answer, but again, we're professionals, so I still got to change the thing on the screen. Do the whole viewer questions. Let me change this to viewer questions. We have one viewer question, and that question comes from Light Ruler. The question is, Aqua's tears were shown to hurt Wiz and Undead. So with that in mind, can we assume that her pee is also holy water? We will not answer this question. Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I guess there's no other question.
Oh, that's it.
But okay, so the end.
All right.
That's going to be the shortest timestamp I'm ever going to do.
So, EA.
Yes, sir.
Where can they find you?
Well, good evening, all. It's a cool, chill channel. Not much going on now, but as I always say, because it's me out. Whenever I do get that video out, whatever it shall be, it'll be fantastic. One would love it. We do have a Twitter. It is King of Anime Pod, so that you know whenever we go live. Because last week we went live on a Wednesday, and mostly we do Mondays. But if we ever go live on a Wednesday, you'll follow our channel there. We also have a Patreon, which is King of Anime. basically just little segments that we talk about that we don't talk about on this here page or whatever. I'm looking at this. Yeah, we still have our 2 lovely subscribers, so we thank you both for supporting us. You know who you are, the Storm and Kenny. But we have 3 on there: the KOA video game special, Madoka Magica Rebellion review, and the KOA Drunken Podcast, where me and Sasuke talk about our drunken adventures. Woohoo, wacky. Little bit of breaking news for everyone. I think now is the time to say it more than ever. Today, we got the chance to apply for monetization for this channel. Monetization, excuse me. And I don't know when it's going to happen because YouTube like wait and see type. So if it is on the next episode, we'll finally be able to get this channel monetized. You can do super chats. You can do all that fun jazz. That is going to be fun to do because we've been doing this for, over 5 years now, 5.5 probably now, and finally our stuff's gonna pay off. I know originally we started on C Tactics channel, but in order to grow the channel specifically, separate his channel, we had this King of Anime podcast channel, and now we're get it. So yes, thank you QRW6, thank you to Storm. We're just, like I said, we're just waiting on YouTube now, and we'll let you know, because if this same time next week we're still having to wait, we'll let you know, because it's just a matter of just waiting on them. I don't know how long it's going to take, because Satsuki showed me a rap of how long it took him to get monetized. So who we're hoping for a fast and speedy one, but we'll let you know for sure, because you'll know why, because you'll see chat donations and all that other jazz. So like, share, subscribe.
Yeah, that last part, the mic did not pick up at all.
I don't know what the fuck is wrong with my mic. I swear to God, it's not my connection. Do I sound roboted?
No, that's the weird part about it. It's not your connection.
It has to be the microphone. I don't know.
Yeah, it has to be something with, like,
I don't know. Something's going on with this mic.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird because it sounds like it's definitely a hardware issue. It sounds like it's cutting out as if, like, what would happen if your noise gate was too loud, but that's not the issue since you're talking at the same level.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And this thing is gone, so I don't know. I'm gonna look into it after this show. So anyway, like I was saying, is subscribe to all that, follow all that, and hopefully by the same time next week, could help us possibly do some super chats if you like. It's always there as an option. So yes, until next time.
Testing. Sasuke the Savage, you see the channels. Sasuke the Savage, my original YouTube channel. Definitely will have some content posted on there, especially with recent developments like Tagashi being outside and potentially putting out chapters, because I definitely want to do something in regards to Hunter x Hunter on my channels, because I didn't cover the last 5 chapters that we got. So when he actually gets cooking, I'm definitely going to be back on that, live reactions and maybe some other content. And then the gamer channel, give up on that. You don't even got to worry about the gamer channel, because I don't feel like editing any gaming stuff. That is something that takes a lot of time for little reward, so I'm gonna chill on that a little bit. The Satsuki the Reactor channel, though, is another one that you may want to look out for. at least when it comes to next season with ReZero in particular. I'm going to try to navigate it so I don't get copyrighted, but I think I'll have a method to be able to live react to that. So if anybody's interested in something like that, be on the lookout for those channels, and as well as Satsuki the Savage, my Twitch channel. Now, what EA was saying about us being monetized, very exciting. I want to thank everybody who's been watching us for a long time. QRW6, Decrepit Storm, Light Ruler Midnight, because you guys made it possible. Of course, watching us when we're live, and that is super important. Not just for the statistics of the requirements we need, just that is important just to keep us motivated to keep doing this, because if we just had like one person watching this, we might not be as motivated to keep doing this as we are. And
Echidona, thank you.
Yo, is that
that's Mr. Man? Long time no see.
What is going on, my boy? That's a surprise.
Yeah, nice to know he pops in every once in a while. But thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
But like I was saying, you guys keep us motivated, and I feel like that is more integral than just the numbers part of it, because screw the monetization. Like it's cool, but at the same time, I think the real reward in all of this is us being together for this long, and having the same same core. Like, we never switched up on the members. I know this is DK King of Anime podcast, but eventually we'll include C-Tactics to this whole shuffle, so you don't gotta worry about that.
Absolutely.
But it's only a matter of time before we break up now that money is involved.
Yep. One of us is gonna say something they're gonna regret, and then never be heard from again.
What? More money, more problems, right? Yeah,
that's what they say.
But no. Again, appreciate you guys, because people popping up in the chat, talking with us. That's what gets the podcast going this long. Because if it was up to me, I might not watch anime for one season. like dead ass. If it wasn't for this podcast, I might just take off on anime for a little minute.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest too, there's been some seasons. Shit.
You cut out EA.
I'm gonna stop talking. This fucking microphone. I was just saying that there are some times where I'm just like, there ain't shit to watch.
Yeah.
And maybe we should just call it a day. But you guys keep us going for sure, just like Sasuke said.
Absolutely. So hopefully you guys continue to stay with us, and as we try to improve on things, grow. Monetization, again, is a cool achievement, but again, I think the real reward is like you guys showing up and always being active when y'all do.
Absolutely.
But
absolutely,
hopefully the monetization could be something that we could use to put back into the podcast to see upgrades and whatnot. Make it as best as possible.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more.
But that is about it, man. Again, appreciate everybody who showed up. Next week we should include C-Tactics in the King of Anime podcast. I think we've been excluding him for long enough.
Yeah, so, for sure. He needs to get. He needs to try out for the KOA.
Yeah, we're gonna have auditions.
Yeah, because secretly we were talking about Decrepit Storm, but I mean,
no, I'm thinking about Arcada. Me personally.
Oh, Arcada! Right, we have some unfinished business with that, man.
Mm-hmm. It would be nice to have a Canadian on the team.
I mean, who knows? We started up trying to speak with Arcada. Maybe with this new push, we'll see more of them.
You want to make some money, Arcata?
We know that you're, kind of in need.
Oh man. But yeah,